Welcome to the nightly video. We're not going to have a lot of signals, but starting with the SPY. And before we get that, let me get the watermark up in here for you guys. But SPY, you'll see two up to start the week. So did they continue? They did. Right, here's your broadening formation. How are we going to get out of that, right? We're closer to continuing. We'd like to see them break the highs and keep going. This point from the weekend vid, 312 week to the upside. Given no reversal against, that's trying to go to all-time highs. So that could be a fun trip as long as we can stay up here. Qs. You'll see Qs, same thing on the daily. From our broadening formation we pointed out in the weekend video, lower low, boom, higher high. Now, does it stay up there? That's the question. IWM from our nightly video last night, the 22 PMG, boom, takes them all out. Here's your broadening formation. These two bars outside of all of that, still stuck inside of this. Then the Dow Jones, the 22 on a Tuesday. You'll see that, and up they went. So pretty good trading day. How do you play that? Well, you'll see in here. When it's going right into the recent highs, we prefer not to buy it. We want to see them triangle out. Oh, new lows, 2-2 reversal, boom, off to the races. Didn't reverse until right up in here. And then they rallied a little more. Then that was about it. If we go to IWM, we don't want to buy it on the gap up. Inside bar down, 2-2 reversal, rev strat, boom, off to the races they go. And then SPY and Qs, a little bit trickier here in the morning, but you'll see the inside bar. Then 3, 2, 1, 2 right there on the SPY. Then the inside bar add, and then 3 to 2 at the highs to cover or flip it. If we go to the Qs, you'll see in the morning starts as a 2 up, rev strat 15er here, boom, and then another rev strat 15, boom, and then a rev strat to time the high a day. This is just beautiful stuff, isn't it? So really cool stuff in there today. And if we go look at our sector stats, you just refresh, make sure we got the up-to-date information. We're going to see today, energy's 84% of those taking the days up. So that's notable, but you'll see 70% SPY, 85% Qs. How are you going to reverse that, right? Market's going up. So unless you get a big gap down, it could be hard to change that. Financials, 80% going higher. Industrials, 80% going higher. Cyclicals, your XLY, 80% going higher. Technologies, 80% going higher. And then some weakness in the Utes and these non-cyclicals / staples. This week, you're going to see about 50-50 SPY, 50-50 Qs as far as up and down. Energies, definitely more taking last week's highs with financials, with tech. So these are confirming their weeklies with those daily bits of information. And what that's going to be, things like JP Morgan, which hasn't done it yet, it's rev stratting. If you go to Citigroup, you'll see the weekend up. Bank of America, 312 weekend up. We'll see Wells Fargo, the 212 weekend up. MasterCard, not quite yet, but hammer outside day MasterCard. Visa, not quite yet, but it's getting there. And then, we'll take a look and see like Progressive and stuff taking the week up with, I imagine, Allstate taking the week up. So you got, some financials going, about 80% of them today and about 41% so far to start the week. Energies, this is more interesting to me. So we take a look at those energies. If you go to XLE, simultaneous inside week up. It's not going very far yet, but it's still a simultaneous break. XOP and OIH. So if those work, those are going to become monthly reversals. That's something we'd want to know. So we'll see, right? What we can do is we can sort, highest to lowest in here, and we'll just say greater than, we'll say $50. Well, seems about right. And we'll export like this, use my column shredder like this, and we'll see what those guys look like on a daily basis. So on a daily, you'll see Momentum Hammer LNG, and the rest of these are just twos to the upside. So CVX, FANG are favorites in there, LNG, OKE, and then, a few other ones we're not as accustomed to, TRGP, etc. So see CVX starts, slightly, FANG a little bit more, TRGP 2-2 on the week, and then we'll have things like PSX 3. So got a little bit of interest in there. We'll see what the energy numbers want to do with it, and with US oil, we'll see that one did take the month up to start, although not doing much yet. But this is where we see signals to start the week with your, SPY, your Qs, your IWM, with your, everything else in the tech and semis also doing similar. So if we go and take a look there, we did get our strat attack list going. We will see Chewy on the strat attack, 2 up to start, confirming the yearly 2-2 reversal, confirming last month's 2-2 reversal for the swingers in stat trading. It's up about 10%. We will see Boeing. Technically, you'd consider it the strat attack, but not the strongest in here, right? May come back in. We'll see if they can hold outside of that or not. Tech and semis will be on there with things like LRCX, which reversed 212 on a Tuesday, with AMAT, which reversed 212 on a Tuesday from our nightly vid list. Not too shabby with NVIDIA, which reversed 212 on a Tuesday. So we'll see if those follow through. MCHP, 2 up to start the week. You'll see the inside week up. You'll see the month continuation with the monthly PMG above. That's definitely something we want to know about. MCHP with a star next to it. QCOM, still an inside month. MU. That's also something we'll want to know about with a star next to it. You'll see 2 up to start the week. Big PMG month. So you could see MU taking all these guys out before end of week. That'd be 11%. Something I want to know about for certain. All of these guys on MU. So if we can get some 30-60s in there, I'm all over it. And then we'll have, a lot of, you'd consider them nobodies or names we're not as accustomed to, but Groupon, which you'll see Momentum Hammer on the strat attack list, which I'm going to start getting here. If we go to GH, you'll see bright green, still an inside month, so technically not strat attack, but leading the market here. VST, 2 up, and potential 3/4, which would take into 200, currently 176. INOD could turn into the 2 up continuation after corrective activity. It's still confirming the monthly rev strat in here by going Momentum Hammer month to the upside. And I'll put that on the Momo list just because it is continuation, but you have corrective activity if we want to go after it. I'm not sure about options. Never heard of her. MRUS, no idea what this one does, but it's blasting off. You'll see this month already very green to start. A lot of weird nobodies on here. IDYA, big PMG, starts off Momentum Hammer week up. RNA. Momentum Hammer month up. Meh. EYE. Closer to the 2-2 year, and you can see it's been a lot higher. It's pretty green to start off the month like this. Technically no signals. It'd be a shooter day, so maybe a good one to set some alerts for triangle day out. Not against doing that. See if that comes back in and stops them out. Etsy, what a nutty chart. So big PMG up on Etsy. That's definitely focus. And you'll see bright green month. You'll see the 2 or the 3 on the quarter. So what the 3 tells you is this: aggression. Aggression on a 3 paired with a pivot machine gun can be a crazy thing. And if it doesn't go this quarter, next quarter, right? But as long as we're above that, 58.24 Etsy, you could see all these guys up into 100. And it's still pretty popular, so wouldn't be surprised here. Hood, one of our crowd favorites in the Discord. You'll see this 2-2 month still good, still confirming up 44%, not at 85 yet. So we said it's going up there, and it still is. 2 up to start the week. And we got some nobodies. Nobody's CNM. Ooh, CNM is a pretty interesting one. Really green here to start off. Outside quarter, still an inside year. But you'll see breaking out of this big mother bar that we've been stuck in for a while. LMND, not so much. NE. Coming off the all-time lows, so used to be somebody up there at 51. Keep an eye on it. Z-Scaler. I do believe it came back a little bit, but that one's been chugging along since our monthly video. Dollar Tree. Still chugging along as well. Let's see the sideways and up after triangling out on the year. Dollar General had some pretty good earnings. So Dollar Tree, Dollar General on the Gapper universe. And I'll see if I can get some of those other ones on the Gapper universe. CNM. Man, and this is exactly what I would have loved to trade this morning. That'd be fun. Did not see it on the Gappers. And we'll have Z-Scaler on there as it's been, going after earnings. See if we triangle they out. Val, not sure what they do. STX. Really gunning still off the hammer month last month. And just going, you'll see straight into all-time highs. And BXP. It's also going to be gunning with a little bit of PMG action. Not sure what they do, but you got 2 going 3/4. So that's a little bit of the leaders here to start. And we did take that earlier in the morning, so that list could have slightly changed. Now, as far as that is concerned, here's your list. Here's some of the focus that I've got. Some Momo in there as well. With the Gapper universe, if we then go and take a look at our nightly setups, we can go inside nice and fast. And actually, I'll use my custom inside day scan. Boom. All right. So, TEM, Okta, Shop, Roku. Okta will be on the Gapper names. Shopify inside day could trigger the RevStrat week into all these guys down to the gap 91.911 or 99.111. My bad. It's getting late, as you can tell. Roku inside day. It's had better moves. Prefer Zoom over Roku. They're the COVID names. But let's see. MPC Energies. Well, if Energies are going to keep gunning, that could be one of the names. 3 and 2 up tomorrow. Then CVS and the healthcares. This is one we were waiting for last week. Inside day CVS, I believe. Yeah. We'll put that on the inside day list. And, you'll see gold hammer day with silver inside day. And silver's one I'm definitely watching myself with the inside month and up and the daily to cause it to get better. Outside of that, nothing that's super interesting to me. Then we can go to shooters, see what we got in here. Tesla. XLI discretionary, interesting. SBET, which has been a pretty crazy name if you like the high volatility stuff. SBET right there could cause a 2-2 week back down after some crazy moves. That'd be a big problem for those guys. Tesla, you'd see shooter counters hammer. And if that works, it would cause the weekly magnitude. Gosh, and that's really about it. So not a lot of things came back, and that makes a lot of sense, right? When you look at the SPY, it went out at the highs, so you're not going to have a lot of signals. We'll see some hammers, I imagine. See. A lot of financial stuff, Allstate, Progressive, Momentum. I like the 2 down hammers. GoDaddy, Charter. Well, if that worked on GoDaddy, it looks something like this. Back through these guys. We already got the tech rallying, right? 322 and GoDaddy could get it going. We already mentioned Zoom is in there, 2-2 week, which could cause, or 2-2 day to cause the 2-2 week PMG. And gold is in there, Charter. Charter's coming back, at least for now. You got this big daily triangle. If it were to firm up, it'd look like this. Off the bottom of this to PMG those guys, but a little weaker in there. Sort by ATR and see if there's anything interesting. Win. Still an inside month. Would be a 322 with some volatility. Yeah, really a lot of nobodies. TSN. Be a Rev Strat to trigger a weekly, still mother bar month. Yeah, the last thing I'll add here is there was the staples, 2-day inside bar pattern. We'll see. Utilities came back a little bit. So Utes, if those go gap up, sell 2-2 day, pivot machine gun, all these guys, that could be like 1,000%er if we can get a good move on them. But we'll see. It's mostly because of CEG, right, on the gappers, which I'll make sure is in the gapper universe from today. Outside of that, guys, I don't got too much. So here is the short list, and this is what you're working with. So see you guys in the morning, and have a good rest of your night or morning if you're watching it in the morning.